what we've had to do in filming and doing Pastors and Pews is we've had to move the pew. So it's been trying to find people that will help us move it, and pretty much most people that have been with the video or the crew with you and Bree that have done it, we have to find someone to pick it up, and so we've had to transport it. So this is the way we've transported this, and then just a variety of different people that have helped transport it and take it to different places. So you know that it's safe and secure and that no pews have been harmed in the making of these videos.
Bree, I thought you didn't even like coffee.
Yeah, I really don't. David handed me this, but I poured it out and replaced it with hot water. So there's steam and it like seems like coffee, but yeah, it's gross stuff.
Why you didn't want to tell him, or like?
Well, after the thing with Will, I felt it would be rude, and like it gives me kind of like heart palpitations, and I didn't really want to tell him that after he'd gone all trouble. So yeah.
Well, all right then.
So you're going to college, and tell me about that.
So I go to school at WVU. I'm going there for a Bachelor of Fine Arts in intermediate photography, which it sounds like it would just be photography, but it's videography, animation, Photoshop. Pretty much if it's on the computer and it's, creative, I'll learn to do it, which is really nice.
Great. So that's been part of tying that internship with some things here, and that's helped me, I guess, because of what you do.
I hope so.
Yeah, absolutely. To do stuff with tribes. Just tell me a little bit about how that connects.
Yeah, so we started talking about that at the beginning of the summer, when that was kind of more of just like an idea that you had that you really wanted to start up. And I really thought the concept was great. It was really similar to a lot of the stuff that we do with my campus ministry, and I found it to be like really effective in like forming community bonds. So we started talking about that and kind of working out a plan for kind of like a tribe's booklet, so that the leaders would be able to facilitate better and they wouldn't feel as pressured to come up with all these kinds of different lessons and plans and stuff. So I got to help a lot with figuring out what that was going to look like, how the curriculum was going to flow, and just getting to work on that. And got to do the logo, which was really fun. It was just a really good experience in getting to build a program.
Yeah, well, and it was a huge help to me just by how you helped work it out, because just in the collaboration of it, you're traveling back and forth, you're staying here, I'm working on stuff, and then we're trying to add this piece to it. And the part I love is that you're like, well, just do this the way that you do it. And it's like a mad scientist, I'm writing on a whiteboard outside, just getting this and taking shots of it and sending it to you. And then you made it wonderful. You added all the touches and the colors and put it in order. And so what they're using now becomes, your work. So it was great to work together on that. That was awesome. Yeah, I appreciate all you added to it.
It's a big part of like working in art. And I think that's something that transfers over really well to ministry is as an artist, anytime that you have like a client, whether you're working like in-house for a company or whether you're working freelance for just whoever, you have to be able to take that client's idea, because they have some big grand idea, but they have no idea how to put it on paper. You have to be able to interpret that and make it both usable, but also like as beautiful as they wanted it. Because it's really, that's your skill, is you're a translator of ideas. And it's really fun. It's something that takes a long time to develop, but it's once you get into it, it's really good. And I think there's a lot of ways that you can apply that to ministry as well.
Yeah.
So it's been a really good experience getting to see that in action here.
Yeah, and you did a great job with it. I mean, just the way the translating is a great way to say it. It kind of came out here, and when it came out on the other end, it was really great. So that's a good part. What other things have you done since you've been here over the summer? What's some other things you were connected to?
I got to work some with the children's program. I got to help out a little bit with VBS with some of the prep work for that. And I got to also help out with art camp, which was really fun. I helped make a lot of the props, which art school prepares you for that. You have a lot of stuff with sculpture that would work with that pretty well. But I also got to help with some of the like older classes for art camp and like help out with the projects, which is something a little bit outside my comfort zone, but it was really fun. And it was really good to like go to the lessons with the kids and just see the kind of questions that they would ask and kind of where their mind's at in terms of like the gospel.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting to me to, I don't know, just see what they're thinking, what kind of questions they'd have. Because sometimes they're like really profound questions that you wouldn't think of just because we have kind of an idea of what church is and they don't have quite as a solid idea yet.
Yeah. So you get to see that kind of get formulated out. Yeah, that's interesting. Now, we're at the end of summer, so to speak, and you get ready to transition. You're shifting gears a little bit, probably in your mind. What's something, whatever it is, that you kind of feel like you walked away from? I mean, every intern program, because you've done 2, 3, a couple. What's something that you might walk away with here, even if it's just something simple that you like, I didn't have that when I came. This was part of that, of being here, even if it's just experience. I mean, is there something that you find that happens?
Yeah. I got to learn a lot about building community in ministry this summer, which I think is a big push that Oakwood has had right now. But that's something that I'll be able to like really apply within my campus ministry, BCM, because like we're very focused right now. Like WVU's is a little bit smaller, a bit smaller than Marshall's, but we have probably about 30 to 40 people on like a good night. So we're really wanting to get like more community involvement and like get kind of involved with some of the local churches and like reach out to more areas. So a lot of the service stuff that Tribes did, I think would be super applicable to BCM just in terms of like making those connections in the community. Like it doesn't necessarily just have to be with students, but also maybe with some of the churches that support us locally and just different ministries that we could get involved with that would help us grow, not necessarily in terms of numbers, but definitely in terms of spiritual maturity. So that was something I was really excited to like learn more about.
That's good. Well, I think one of the things that I found is this is really the first time I've done stuff with interns and working that way. And just you being part of the community, it just added another whole dynamic, which helped raise the level for us. And we became better because you were in our community and just either challenged or helped us do things or translate some things to just think about what we're doing or how we're doing it, or maybe seeing it a way maybe we didn't see it and framing it that way. So we've just been glad that you've been a part of our community and thankful and excited as you go back to be able to jump into that life again too. But we're glad that you're at Oakwood. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being such a good host church. It's been really wonderful to work here and I feel like I've learned and grown a lot.
Good. Thank you.